Oryx, you're the one that you posted on Reddit, right? And I just randomly saw your Reddit. Is that how this came about? But regardless, I'm pretty sure I saw Oryx put on the competitive Reddit that he wanted to like kind of learn how to like, you know, VOD review himself and stuff. And I said that he should check out my Discord and all that stuff. And again, if you guys haven't seen the first video, this will probably come out after Royce's or Breaches. But I have a section in my Discord that I'll show you guys here in a second where you can, you know, submit like your gameplay. And, you know, if you're a Twitch subscriber to my stream, I will obviously be able to help you out and, you know, give the best advice that I possibly can give for a certain situation. Obviously, it might not always be life-changing, like I've said, but, you know, it's just a different, you know, perspective to hear it other than yourself sometimes. So if you were a Twitch subscriber and you were a member of my Discord, obviously as a subscriber, you'll have the Crowder's COD camp and it'll say Vanguard coaching, which is Vanguard coaching content. You can submit basically your gameplay here and all this stuff, like what you hope to improve on, your elo and all this stuff. I guess asking for your role would probably be something that I need to actually fix. I said that last time. I still haven't fixed that, so I will. And then, you know, you submit it. So we're going down to the second one because we just did this one already. Here we are. We had a 2300 elo, barely play ranked. So assuming that you're saying barely playing ranked, meaning you're probably better than a 2300 elo. Your strengths are communication, self-play, and leading my team. Hopes to improve on positioning, better decision-making, better timing, better understanding of how to VOD review myself. So like this is what we're working on today, Oryx, right? I know you're in the chat. This is what we're working on today. Better understanding of how to VOD review myself. This is like the main thing that I saw on the Reddit. Obviously, everything is something that we can talk about. If I remember correctly, like this is what you said on the Reddit, that you really like kind of want to understand how to VOD review yourself. So like since you're here too, are you talking about like, you know, you said like leading my team and shit? Like how serious are we right now for you? Like what are we working with right now with you? Are we like, you know, are we playing Challengers Cups and stuff, or are we just, you know, trying to get better? Do we have a team? Like are you saying like VOD review like for yourself, like in the sense of like your team self, or like literally like you want to watch your own gameplay and like see what you can focus on? Because obviously there's a bunch of different stuff there, but regardless, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna open up this gameplay, which looks like a Berlin hardpoint, and we're gonna kind of get straight to it. So welcome everybody to the stream. If you're watching this on YouTube as well, hello, and you know, let's get after it. You said, no, we're in a EU league. I can't play challengers yet. Isn't there EU's challengers? Or are you under 18? Is that a thing? Wait, what do you mean exactly you can't play challengers? Regardless though, obviously you're in some sort of league where you're trying to get better. And that makes me, okay. That helps me understand a little bit. You're under 18. Oh, all right. So is this a ranked? No, this is a private match. So this is an hour. This is an hour of gameplay. Holy shit. Oh, and you got me from... This is an entire fucking scrim. You're showing me an entire scrim right now. Is this what you're showing me? An entire scrim? This is dope, dude. You're under 18. Ah, all right. Wait, no, this is, dude, I would prefer this because this is like my specialty. You know, like with the mini map and shit, dude, like with everything, especially like team play. Again, I probably can't go super in depth with the team play, but I can obviously show basic stuff. All right, this is really cool, dude. So is there any map that you want me to watch specifically or anything of the sort? Is this all on you? Is this like all on your POV this entire time? Or do we switch through like, I'm assuming whoever's recording this is probably like your coach or acting as your coach, or is he just recording you? Yeah, so you're switching on and off. It's your whole team. Okay, so basically, before we get into it, sorry I have so many questions. I just really want to make sure I obviously help you out as much as I can. So I'm asking you all this stuff just to get it in my head. You basically want to be able to watch this VOD and see on like what you want to focus on more, right? Like you want to be able to VOD review this on your own and see like, yo, like this is what we need to do and like yada, yada, yada. Is that like kind of what you're getting at? Like that's like your main thing. Of course, positioning and stuff and all that. Basically, a lot of what you asked for on the Discord, which is right here. Positioning, better decision-making, and better timings. Like I would need to watch like you specifically for like 10 to 20 minutes, like, you know, like play a bunch of maps. So like that's a little harder to do. But understanding how to VOD review yourself is super doable with what we just had. So if I open up this again. All right, so let's take a map that you play close and or lose. All right, you're getting smoked here. This is good. Holy shit. Oh my god. Hey, do we bring it back or no? Losing is good though. Deadass. All right, so you guys get smoked on map 1. I'm just gonna skip through this today. All right, so you guys are playing better on Berlin. Okay. So you smoked them back on Berlin. Do we close this out, boys? Okay, you do. Okay. I can't get a VOD when my stream isn't... Okay, yeah, you're chilling. Bro, remember, I say this for the YouTube and I say this for you again. This isn't like a one and done thing. Like, you know, obviously it's not an everyday thing either. There's obviously a line to it. But, you know, if you want to come back here in a week or two and be like, yo, like, I have another question, I'm sure I can obviously help you out if you show me a different kind of VOD. You know what I mean? Like, if you want me to, like, you know, go more individual with you and try and help you out and give you some advice. All right, so you guys got smoked on Tuscan. It looks like you guys play Gavutu and Berlin pretty well from what I'm looking at. All right, again, another close one, but still not the end of the world. And you play Control, so I don't really... Right now, Control, I'm not going to focus on. Looks like you're playing it good. Okay, let's go to the map you lose. This map right here. So basically, like in scrims and everything that comes along with scrims, you know, to the basic VOD reviewing part, again, it doesn't look like you have comms in this and stuff. You know, I'm not going to get super in depth with like your teammates, but like you obviously watch like the mini map and stuff. Like I would say like your number one thing personally, you can obviously watch like, you know, individual play too of like whatever's on your screen. Like for example, you're spectating yourself here or whoever your coach is spectating you. You can watch individual stuff like that and how you take chows and all that stuff. That is obviously super, super possible. But a lot of like, you know, team play and VOD review, in my opinion, is like, you know, a lot of mini map stuff. And like, that's what a lot of pros do too. Like this isn't like secret information. So like when you're watching like, you know, these maps and stuff, honestly, it's going to sound pretty crazy, but like compare yourself to either what the other team is doing to beat you and learn from them, or even like your favorite pro teams or some of the best pro teams in the league can also like honestly help you out, even though you guys aren't technically pro players. Like a lot of like the routes that are taken and like the way people play the game is through you know, through the minimap and stuff, right? Like, so it's like all really, really important. Like you guys go down a shit ton of points here. I'm gonna watch through this and then I'll watch through a little of a map that you did good, aka FaZe. No, seriously, if FaZe is your favorite team, or like you think FaZe plays a certain map well, like that's not a bad way to like, that's one of the biggest examples of like not our team but anyone like on like, you know, how you can learn. You guys seem to struggle a little bit here on Tuscan, so you guys get off with the break. So like let's talk about like kind of what we talked about in the last episode when I was watching Preach. We were talking about rotational times and stuff and everything. Like just like take a look at the mini map here just for your example. Again, I'm not going to provide you like philosophies of how to play the game and, you know, go like, you know, cross that line that I was telling you about, but I can definitely like just, you know, give you an example of like where you want to be as a team and or a player. And specifically year 17, I'm pretty sure you said you're a leader, or you're like, you know, you lead your team. That's what you said in like the little application thing. This is a really good way to learn how to lead your team, is by like understanding this. So you're watching this right now. So like here, immediately like, so you guys do like a 2-and-2 split the break, and like, you know, again, like I'm gonna say what I say in a second here, but this isn't the end of the world. Like, you know, like you guys are obviously playing the old time, you're rotating to new. Let's see what happens here. You guys are trying to get into a setup. It looks like this is not the end of the world. Ooh, does your teammate die here? No. Okay. You guys get 11 points and you guys are down. So you guys get the back broken on you, and then you guys let this guy lurk. Okay. So basically when you're reviewing a VOD like for your team, and if you want to like be a leader and you want to kind of learn like how to interpret stuff, you always want to watch like, again, like what other teams do to like, you know, that works against you, or like your favorite pro team, or anything that you think a team has been doing right. Like study it, you know, like kind of learn from like what they're doing right and try and add your own twist on it. Sometimes the best thing I could give to you for this is like, you know, how to be more of a leader. This is actually, dude, as much as I really want to go in depth with this, is like at this moment of the game, like watch right here, at this moment of the game, it's 30 seconds left. And again, rotating would be way too early here, but basically, I guess the advice I'd give to you on how you really want to like critique yourself is you always want to see like where your arrows and how your arrows are playing. And what I mean by that is, if I were to ask you right now, Oryx, like what your plan is on how to break Tuscan from this side, like from your side, church side, like on P1, what would your answer be? I don't know if you're going to be able to type an answer in fast enough, but like basically like in every single map of every single game, like my philosophy of like how to be a super, super, you know, organized team is you should be able to break both. Like, you should be able to break P1 from both sides. You should be able to have a plan on how to break P1 from both sides, too. And sometimes it might be through middle. Sometimes it might be through pinching. Sometimes it might be, you know, hitting this side together or whatever it is. Basically, the best way to get practice is by, like, you know, solidifying a plan between your 4 players. Like, for example, like you, Ash, Random, and Krex. Like, what would be your plan here? And if you can't answer that question, like as a leader of your team, like that's, you know, that's step 1, because you should be able to like answer the question of how I'm going to break from church side, how I'm going to break from well side, and then also how I'm going to hold from well side, how I'm going to hold from church side. You know what I mean? Like how I'm going to rotate if I'm spawning church side to P2, and how I'm going to rotate if I'm spawning well side to P2. You know, like you see all those questions I just asked you. The goal at a pro level and the goal as a team in general is you want to be on the same page on every single question that I just asked. So basically, if I were to ask your team before, how are we supposed to break this? You guys should, all 4 of you should be able to answer me simultaneously in the same way. And if you guys can't, then there's an issue where aka either your coach and or leader of your team, aka you, if that's what you're saying you are, needs to be able to get everyone on the same page and have obviously just like a talk, you know, amongst the team and figure it out. So hypothetically speaking, is your plan to 2-2 this? This is kind of like what I'm gonna give you. I'm not gonna give you the correct plan or like the plan that I like to follow, again, because, you know, my own team, I have a job that I can't just kind of do that. But like, if your plan here is like, look, you guys do a 2-and-2 split, you hit 2 middle and you hit 2 here. Like, it doesn't work, but is this the plan? Because if this is the plan and it doesn't work, basically what I'm getting at is you keep doing this 2-2 split and it's not working. So then you go back to your VOD that you're reviewing and you want to learn how to review VOD yourself like more. You keep like kind of going back to like, yo, this 2-2 split that we like our plan that we have is not working. How can we change it? And then you talk to your team or you talk to it about yourself amongst yourselves and shit. And then you say, maybe it's a 3-1 or a 3-1 or like no one middle and 4 one side. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is, maybe it's one person goes all the way around the fucking left side of the map and then 3 of you guys hit one side. Like whatever your plan is of like what you want to do, if you're practicing it in practice and it's not working, that's where, you know, the whole point of practice, it's not working. So let's assess, like, you know, go to the VOD, assess the situation, be like, all right, yo, this is not working. Let's change it up and then try it again. And like, that's how you slowly get better at maps, right? Already, to give you the best advice I can on like how to get better at watching your own VOD or how to do it yourself. Try and keep consistent in practice of like what you guys want to do. And then like after a couple times, if it works really well, you know, like then really like get it down and get it better at it and like understand how to do it. And if it doesn't work really well, then like, you know, come back to the situation and be like, yo, we're just really not breaking P1s that much. Like this 2-2 split that we're doing is not really working. Let's figure it out. You know what I mean? Does that make sense, Oryx? I know I just kind of threw a shit ton of information at you, but like that's like VOD review in a nutshell, in my opinion. But yeah, so like this 2-2 split, like look, you guys get the first 2 kills and you do this 2-2. One of you guys dies here and you guys push. Now this guy pinches, this guy is by himself and this guy's by himself. So it's like, you know, to give you just like a quick assessment of the situation, what went wrong here is like, back it up once. These 2 go together, which I actually like. These 2 are challenging together, right? He just ends up dying. This guy decides to pinch instead of hit the hill, right? So is the plan for someone to push through the middle alley consistently? And like, is that like what you want to do? Or is your plan to like really play like hill pressure and like flood the hill and like just get hill control and then push out? You know what I mean? Because like here, realistically speaking, if number 5 probably goes to you, this guy kills this guy. If number 5 went you and killed number 3, you would have had 1 red arrow, 2 red arrow, 3 red arrow, and number 2 would have been coming to their side by himself. You would have had hill control and you would have had like time, right? But instead, number 3 gets that kill on number 7. Number 5 gets the kill on number 2, but you guys don't have hill control. So like right there is probably like, you know, what you're saying to me is we normally all hit different angles and play a 3-1 split. That's what I mean. So it's like you guys didn't do a 3-1 split. So when you're watching the VOD with the team, like this is immediately like against like your rule, right? Like the rule of how you play it. So like you don't do this. And then like, you know, when you get middle control, say it is a 3-1 split and it's like a 3 on this side and one person goes this side. If you get the kills middle, is your guy middle supposed to flood the hill or pinch? Again, depending on situations. I mean, this is why you play Call of Duty so fucking much and you get into these situations over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Because sometimes you'll have kills and then that's the opportunity to pinch. Sometimes you won't have kills and that's the opportunity not to pinch. You know what I mean? There's just so many different things that you can do. All this shit here is like, this looks like a mistake to me because you're saying it's a 3-1. You guys don't 3-1 here. So like, this is why, like, maybe it was a 2-2 that wanted to be a 3-1, but number 5 clearly, who is random, does his pinch, and like, this is like underrated in my opinion, but like, this kill is the most useless kill of all time, considering it doesn't get anything done for you guys because number 3 is there. Like, the hill is more important than this guy off the pinch. If number 5 was here, and you guys got the kill on the hill together, then you have hill control. You know what I mean? And number 8 can hold what number 5's holding. So it just depends on like how you want to play it. I'm not gonna like, you know, give you a philosophy on how to play every single hill here because that would just, again, I can't. There's like coach other teams, but still, you saying like people don't really watch VODs and stuff, that's kind of like where it becomes hard, is getting 4 players that want to watch VODs and be on the same page and have that structure, because like that is like the true success of Call of Duty. Like coming through the challengers world and stuff, if you're just an absolute fucking monster and you're dropping 50 a map, even if you're playing slightly wrong, but you have that talent, it's going to get you really far in the scene. But also that what gets you really, really far in the scene is just winning, right? If you win a bunch of shit and you were winning, like you will get more eyes on you because you were winning. And then like you can kind of go from there. Getting your team on to like watch VODs for like 30 minutes a day would be probably a tremendous help to you guys. Some players just get through challengers just like by being fucking nasty, but like you really want to get through challengers by winning. You want to be a winner, and you want to be a winner so when you do get picked up in a league, you know exactly what the fuck to do when you get there and how to make people around you better. You always want to try and make people around you better, especially if you want to be a big leader. So like my advice to you right now would just be to be helping your team get on 30 minutes a day and watch this shit. That's as much as I can really go into it before I cross like, you know, my own line. But like, that's kind of even though that was only like 2 minutes of gameplay, literally you gave me an hour VOD, and like I can watch through this and talk about this, and when I say this is no exaggerations, for the next 7 hours of this stream, I could probably talk about this VOD. This is like literally all I fucking do. Like, to give you the best advice without crossing the line, because this is like obviously team stuff and not as much individual play. So this is very, very different. And this is what you really want me to focus on. When you're trying to be a leader and you want to watch and assess your VODs, like everything that I kind of just gave you, again, this will be on YouTube, so you can watch this back. This will probably be on YouTube in like a couple days or so. Ask yourselves the question of how you want to rotate, how you want to do it. So like, just to go back, it could do anything, by the way. There's not one right way to play. Everyone has different philosophies. Certain pro teams play certain ways. Like, everyone plays different ways. Again, everyone has their own philosophy how to play. Just backing it up one last time to really like give you my best example. When you're watching this VOD at this moment, even though this is just hill number 1, this will go for every hill in every game, and it's going to take a shit ton of watching. How do you want to rotate to this hill? So it's like, some teams might want to really, really apply pressure to the scrap time and like not really rotate heavy on this left side at all and kind of let them have this front, but as long as they have the back, and that could be your plan. You can want to triple rotate and really push out the front. And if they get through scrap and hit the back, it's not the biggest deal because you have the front, right? Like, you can kind of, figure out what you want to do. But when you're doing it, get on the same page as your team and then try and, perform it in scrims over and over. And then after a couple times, if you're actually practicing the right way, you'll see like, hey, like whatever we're doing right now is consistently not worked. Let's change it. And then you go back to the VOD and you figure it out. Like, that's how you VOD review yourself. You said, I do notice when we rotate, we may be winning rotations, but we're getting broken instantly. So like, the one tip I'll give to you with this, just because I saw it happen here, is like, look, you get broken because you guys decide to rotate early, which is fine, not a bad play. You don't have scrap time. You decide to rotate early. This guy actually gets scrap time. He's fighting for it. So like, look what happens here. He dies. So he should relay information that he doesn't know this guy's middle, but he should relay that there's one here and there's one here. So this guy's call out should have been, number 5 should have been like, yo, there's 2 at old. Most likely hitting through old. If there's 2 at old, there's most likely hitting through old, right? Maybe if they're doing a 3 and 1, depending on how certain teams play, you expect someone out to be like over here rotating to the new. When you're rotating here, you have to like, secure something, right? And you guys are trying to secure the back, but not really, considering you don't have pressure on the right side or old time. So you're not really securing the back. That means this guy's got to die. P5's got to be controlled, because if this guy dies, then they go around the back. It's not the biggest deal, because even though you can hold some time here and then rotate to P3, there's so many different ways you can play it. Like, when you guys rotate here, you get instantly broken because you let this guy do this. If number 6 ran down here and challenged him, even if number 6 were to die, you would know that number 1 is here and number 8 and number 7 can focus him, and then number 5 would probably spawn in the back and then be able to pick up the back on his own. You know what I mean? But like, number 8 and number 6 could be pushing out here to get this one kill, securing that kill, and then turning around kind of thing. But like, you guys never really pushed out either side and like actually won the rotation. Like, you said you won the rotation, but you never did, because you never really killed the guy that was rotating. The only guy on the blue team that's rotating is number 1. So like, you used the phrase that we win rotations. You didn't win the rotation because you never killed the guy rotating, and you never even like spotted him or sniffed him out. This guy, imagine if number 6 and number 8 really pushed out P5, got the kill, and then turned, and then number 5 spawns like right here. Like right here, number 5 goes, yo, I got the back. Number 8 and number 6 kill number 1. Now you can play from the front side and then, trap them in the back. That might not be the most advantageous way to do it, but you can do it, especially in Vanguard. Like, obviously you would probably prefer the back spawn. Most people do, but like, you can do, you know what I mean? You see like where I'm getting at? Like, when you're watching VODs and stuff, like just how I broke down those first 2 hills for you, like that's just going to be what you want to do a lot of the time when you're doing all of this stuff just in general with your team. That's how you really want to view team VOD. But the thing is I'll give you the advice now, especially since you're pretty young. If you watch this on your own and you figure it out on your own, you're gonna make yourself go crazy, because if you understand how you want to play, but the other 3 people on your team do not understand it, or they're not on the same page and you have not communicated with them to do so, you're always gonna feel like you're fucking crazy. And you're never going to get anywhere. Like you said, you're a pretty good leader. What you want to do is sit your team down for 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes. It could be literally one map or a couple hills on one map. It doesn't have to be every single map every single day, because that's like too much information to process sometimes. Do like one map. You guys played this scrim. You won 3 hard points and you got smoked on this map. Go back to Tuscan with your team and watch this map and be like, guys, when we're breaking from the church side, I think we should do a 3 and 1. Boom. We did a 2 and 2. I don't really like that. Or guys, when we're rotating to this P2, like we have to really make sure we control P5. Or we have to really make sure that we get secure the church side so they can't get the back, and then we can let them have the front. Whatever it is. Like, figure it out and get on the same page as a 4. Like, there's going to be a lot of difference of opinions. There's going to be a lot of different, arguments that go back and forth. Like, keep an open mind and always try like each other's ideas and stuff. But like, that stuff is all going to be super important. You know what I mean? Like, that's I guess like the best advice I can give to you, because this is a VOD that's not only you, so I can't help your positioning and stuff as much just because I'm not watching you play. When it comes to a team game and just like how you want to play as a team and like, you know, really get better at, you know, reviewing VOD, that is kind of how you have to do it. This was a little bit different because like we didn't watch through the entire VOD, but like, again, I have to kind of walk a line when I do team stuff. But this won't work. Again, I know I sound like a broken record. This will not work if it's not all 4. If you have 3 people on your team doing it and then you have 1 guy not doing it, you 3 are going to be doing something and that 1 guy is going to be doing some fuck all thing that has no idea what's going on with what you're supposed to do, and it's going to make it very hard to play with. Like being like, you know, on the same page as a team, as a 4 is what matters the most. At the level that you're at right now with, like you said, you're super young, and the fact that you're asking about this stuff is super impressive. Try and get people around you or surround yourself with people that are on your same energy of passion, right? Like you're watching VODs, you're trying to get better, you know, you're coming to me and asking for advice. Like try and find people that are down to do that with you. You know what I mean? And try and find that. So it's like, say if there was 2 people on your team that are really, you know, trying to get better and putting up the stats and like they really care and they're putting in VOD work and shit, and like, you know, they're really trying. Try and find other people that are going to do that as well. I'm not saying your teammates aren't doing that. I'm just saying, like, that's what you really want to get is people that match your passion and energy. Like, you really want to. That shit's really important. That's basically the end for this. Again, I know we only watched up to, like, 5 minutes of this gameplay, but that's all I really needed to see to give you, like, the best advice on, like, how to VOD review yourself without, like, you know, going, like, way too far on the coach mode and, like, you know, obviously crossing my own line and stuff. This was just very basic, like, VOD review tips. That's what I would do. But yeah, that's going to wrap this one up. I'm going to put this on YouTube Oryx for you, so you can obviously go back and like refer to it if you ever need to. But hopefully this helped you out. Again, I know this wasn't like, you know, helping your positioning and all that stuff, but it was kind of hard to do this. But I think I tried to answer your main question as much as I can. So again, you're a member of the crowd. You can always come back and ask me questions in the chat and catch me on a good time, and I'll try and give you, you know, some good answers. But hopefully this helps you, homie.